February the 4th, 2022.
Jim Broncobank was a member of the USS Power DD-39 Association, took it on the job of treasurer and storekeeper for many years. Jim served aboard the USS Power DD-39 from 1962 to 1966 as radioman second class. He was 80 years old and was born in Ferndale, Missouri on July 7th, 1941. And that's not Missouri, it's Michigan. He graduated from Royal Oak Dondero High School in 1959 and joined the Navy in October of 1962 and attained the rank of RM2 E5 and was discharged in October of 1966. He resided in Florida from 1966 until 2007 when he moved to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where he lived until his passing on February 4th, 2022. Survived by his lovely wife Betty of 44 years and his sister Janelle, who lives in Michigan. He will be interred in Great Lakes National Cemetery in Holly, Michigan.
Homer M. Tack, 75, deceased January the 21st, 2022.
Homer M. Tack was a member of the Power Association. He served aboard the USS Power from 1964 to 1967. He was a torpedo man, third class. Homer Tack Jr. was 75 when he passed away on January 21st, 2022 at Butler Memorial Hospital. He was born in September 14th, 1946 in Butler, PA. Homer graduated from Butler Area High School in 1964. He was a member of Zion Lutheran Church. Homer was a self-employed and worked for Homer M. Tack Excavating Company. He also worked as an inspector for Gibson Thomas Engineering Company out of Latrobe, PA, retiring in 2013. Homer was a veteran of the U.S. Navy, having served during Vietnam on the USS Power. He was a member of the Vietnam Veterans of America and Disabled American Veterans. Homer enjoyed hunting and being with his grandchildren. Homer is survived by his daughter and her husband, William Bryan of Chicago, two grandchildren, Chandler Tack and Richard Greger III. He was preceded in death by his wife, Dinah Tack, whom he married June 7, 1968, and who passed away on February 7, 2019.
John M. Garicki, 78, deceased on October the 21st, 2021.
Jim Garicki was the president-elect of the USS Power on from January 22 to his death. He served aboard the Power DD-39 from 1962 to 1966. He was a signalman third class. He was born in Portsmouth, Virginia on November 4th, 1942. He grew up in Rankin, Pennsylvania, where his parents had a funeral home. He was a graduate of Rankin High School. He graduated from George Mason University with a degree in English literature and history. He retired from AT&T and worked as a wine consultant. He loved life and people. He never met a stranger. He loved classical music. His favorites were Beethoven, Mozart, and opera, which he attended each month at the Villa Tronca Theater. He loved to travel overseas in the U.S. with Julia, read his Wall Street Journal, and doing crosswords. He loved his new life and the people that he lived with at the village. His happy hour, bingo, and trivia was his favorite. He was a member of the American Wine Society and the Bill Tiller chapter of American Wine Society. John served in the U.S. Navy from 1961 to 1966. He served aboard the USS Power DD-39. He loved his time in the Navy and all the lifelong friends he made along his journey. He was very proud to have served this country. Joan really loved attending the Navy reunions every year. He always had fun and enjoyed staying at Shipmates.
Reverend Dr. Richard Seagraves, 89, deceased on August the 24th, 2021.
Father Rich was a member of the USS Power Association. He served aboard the USS Power from 1954 to 1955. He was Lieutenant JG. He joined the Power Association in 2006 and was acting chaplain. Father Richard Seagrave was a dear friend who lived quite an interesting life. He became a monk in the Abbey in Austria and also served in the Vietnam War. He was ordained a Catholic priest in 1991 at the young age of 59. He was author of a few books that served at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. He retired at 75 and lived at O'Connor Residence until the passing on August 24th, 2021 in Calvary. He will surely be missed by me and many of his dear friends. May he rest in peace.
Michael C. Kern, 79, deceased on August the 11th, 2021.
Mike Kern was a member of the Power Association. He served aboard the Power from 1962 to 1965. He was a gunner's mate missile technician, 3rd class. He was born May 13th, 1942 in Bay City. Mike was a veteran of the Vietnam War, serving in the Navy. He would return home to begin a career at General Motors and would eventually retire after working at various production plants. On December 12, 1985, Mike was united and married to June Albenstricker, and after 35 years together, she survives him. Mike was a very proud American and was involved with many veteran groups in the area, including the American Legion Post 18, where he was the post commander 3 times. He was also a life member of the AMVETS Post 22, the PLAB, and the chairman of the Veterans Trust of Bay County, and had a long career in Legion baseball. Mike and his wife had many exciting ventures during their time together, including living in Las Vegas for 25 years and taking a trip to Hawaii to see the USS Arizona. He was an avid sports fan and collected memorabilia. He was huge University of Maryland fan, making a trip to the Rose Bowl once. Go Blue.
Captain Andrew J. Combe, 79, deceased on February the 25th, 2021.
Captain Andrew Combe retired at Fairfax Station, and he passed away February 25th, 2021. Born on September 4th, 1942, in Crickhole in Wales, United Kingdom. As an undergraduate at Yale, Andy was a member of the Naval Reserve Ultra Training Corps, and he was commissioned as an ensign upon graduation in 1964. He made the Navy his career and rose through the ranks to attain the rank of captain. His last duty station was commanding officer of the USS Philippines, a Ticonderoga class guided missile cruiser. He captained the destroyerman throughout his career of 27 years, and his first ship was USS Hugh Purvis, DD at 709. He subsequently attended destroyer school in Newport, Rhode Island, and served as operations officer on the USS Power DD-839 when he deployed to the Mediterranean Sea in Vietnam. He then served an assistant plans and service operations officer with the Commander Carrier Division 2, U.S. 6th Fleet.
Burton C. Anthony, deceased June the 24th, 2019.
Burton C. Anthony Jr. is 87, formerly of Catskill Bay, New York, Del Mar, New York, and Fort Myers, Florida. Passed away on his 87th birthday, Wednesday, July 21st, 2019, surrounded by his loving family. He was born in Schenectady, New York, and was a proud U.S. Navy veteran. He earned an associate's degree in retail business and was an insurance agent and broker courses at Siena College for many years, being active in the community. He was a president of Del Mar Lions Club. He was a member of the Luke Lake George Club, Fort Myers Kiwanis Club, SCORE in both Florida and New York. He was a member of the Professional Insurance Agents and volunteered as a fireman in Osceola, Unionville, New York, but served as Tri-Village Little League coach and treasured the memories of watching his son hit a grand slam home run. Bert and Jackie enjoyed spending the summers at their home in Lake George, boating and playing tennis, co-piloting his friends' planes, and spending the winter in Florida. They also enjoyed traveling the world together, especially England. With his wry sense of humor, he encouraged all he meant to go into the insurance business, giving an attaboy and attagirl to everyone he met. He survived by his loving wife for 42 years, Jacqueline Health Anthony.
Herman M. Heckler, 94, deceased on June the 4th, 2019.
Herman Heckler was aboard the USS Power from 1945 to 1926. He was a hard hat Navy diver, UDT. Herman served his country in both World War II and the Korean War as a Navy diver. He's a plank owner aboard the USS Power DD-839.
William W. Wilson, 80, deceased on November the 26th, 2021.
Bill Wilson was a member of the USS Harwood DD-861 Association. Bill served aboard the USS Harwood from 1967 to 1969, storekeeper first class. Bill was 80 years old, born on February 4th, 1941 in Sharon, Pennsylvania. Bill was a veteran of the Veterans War, serving in the U.S. Navy. He joined the Navy at 17 and got his GED. Proudly served with his country for 23 years until he was honorably discharged in 1980. Bill's passions were playing golf and bowling. He and his wife Rita attended many ship reunions. He met with all of the shipmates he served with on this ship and went to Vietnam. Married 20 years, Bill and Rita did a couple of cruises with them and their wives begin unions. His children live in Georgia and Florida, so there were many trips there to visit the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. With his Navy career and the trips, Bill managed to visit every state in the United States. There will be 2 celebrations of his life, one in Virginia and one in Washington. Dates are yet to be determined. At this time, we would like to ask if there's anyone who knows of any other fallen shipmates. And if there's anyone else who'd like to come up here and say a few words of honor of our fallen comrades. Ed, Sergeant, would you please come up and read the poem?
When the last hand comes aboard, no more a watch to stand, old sailor. You are outward bound on ebbing tide. 8 bells has rung, the last watch done. Now a new berth waits you on the other side. Your ship is anchored in God's harbor, and your shipmates, sailors of the Lord, are mustered on the deck to greet you and pipe you when you come aboard. Your boilers are full head of steam, cargo stowed, galley stored, just waiting to get underway when the last hand comes aboard. Look sharp, that hand is you, old sailor, and you'll be sailing on heavenly seas. May the wind be ever at your back, and fair weather and Godspeed.
Will all veterans stand for a hand salute?
Right? Big. Slide ahead, Skip. Over. Ho.
Bell ceremony is now completed. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to present a rose to Rita Wilson for our deepest sympathy and offer this rose as one of our fallen common shipmates. This time, I'd like to introduce our executive board members. Me as the president, senior vice president, Jack Van Davender. Please stand, Jack. Don't be afraid. Vice President Michael Ferentz. Where'd you go?
Sorry.
Chairman John Pinto. Treasurer myself, Barry Dobb. Secretary Mike Lillis. And past President Ed Chartrand. The storekeeper is Jack Van Devender. Website is Bill Kirsch. Everybody know about our website. Master at Arms is Jack Van Devender. Newsletter is John Pinto. And the chaplain is Mike Ferentz. We'd also like to recognize our past presidents, Ed Chartrand and Mike Lillis. Our new members are Joe Rosita, Stephen Hardy, Dave Jarrett, Ken Schrader, Paul Romanowski, Fred Thayer, and Ed Sager. I'd also like to take this time to thank John Pinto and his wife Kay for putting all this together. It's surely a lot of hard work. And one other thing, I'd like to thank Ed Chartrand for being the president of the association for the last 5 years. He did a pretty good job. So now I guess we're ready to eat. If Chapman will come up and give the invocation, dinner will be served.